Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. The US stock futures are trading lower this morning, and I think the news of government shutdown being ended was already priced in, and the market seems to be looking for some kind of new stimulus. And we also have news that we are not going to get market data, economic data this month. So with all of those things put together, it's reasonable for our investor community to basically be a bit circumspect, and that's why I think the index futures are all looking very red at this point of time, and gold continues to be at 4,200 an ounce. Hi hot dog, thanks for joining. So with that said, let us go and have a look at our TradingView platform, and let us spend more time on the charts than on the commentary because there isn't much to say. And let me go to S&P 500. As you can see, we are unable to go above 6875.25 in the last 3 days. And even before that, I think the maximum that we had gone to was 6886. When I say maximum, I'm not talking about the spikes that we see, the wicks, but the solid body of the candle. So since 4th of November, we have not been able to go above and close above 6882.50. So that seems to be some kind of an invisible barrier out here. Yesterday was a doji candle, which means indecision, equal size wick on both sides and a thin body. And if you look at the volumes also, the volumes have been a bit lesser than usual. So I think that overall everybody is being cautious, and Nasdaq also has the same situation, and it's continuing to move downwards. So I think overall the context for the market is bearish unless some bullish catalyst can come through. What I have been noticing of late is that we have a situation where the government tries to create some kind of hype the moment the markets go down. And if you recollect, there is either dinner with the industry titans at the White House either today or tomorrow. That is likely to bring out some catalyst. Even though AMD came out and said they got 35% increase in demand due to insatiable AI demand, even that did not move the needle as much. So I think that also indices are beginning to form potential for a head and shoulder. If you look at this as a shoulder, this section, and this as a head, then we are potentially forming the next shoulder. So if that was a head and shoulder, then what we would need is a line across here. This could become the neckline, and then we are approaching that neckline. That's the way I would look at it. So I'm going to just remove this line for now, but there is a potential that we could end up with a head and shoulder pattern. And if you go to S&P 500, that's the same situation there also. Shoulder, head, and potentially another shoulder. Now, dollar index is down a little bit, and it's getting a lot of support from 99.20. VIX is up 1.94%, and we have gold also going up 0.86%, very healthy. So I'm glad that I bought gold when I did, and it's extremely positive right now. I didn't get a chance to dollar cost average, but if we touch this diagonal line of support, I'll dollar cost average because we have already confirmed this line of support, which means we are above it. And if we come down, we are likely to bounce back. So that reduces the risk a little bit. Put call ratio is mildly bullish. And let's go on to look at indicators. And in indicators, we have S&P 500, which likely is going to open inside this diagonal line of resistance. I think for today, the resistance is 6,878.23. 6,878.23. So we got 6,867.00. So definitely we are opening inside the parallel channel, and the parallel channel is going to be a resistance. And then on the way down, I think the first support likely to be 6,815, and the second support is likely to be 6,785.56. I don't expect us to drop very rapidly, and what I see here is a bear flag formation. Next, let's go on to Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also down 0.06%, Nasdaq futures. and if you go to the NASDAQ futures, and you see where NASDAQ futures are, they're at 25,589. So if you look at this back, 25,589, and where we are, so I think we are most likely to open under 25,914, and this is going to be the line of resistance for today, and the support for us today is likely to be 25,523.34. I don't expect a sharp fall, but I think we may have a bunch of doji candles and a little bit of consolidation happening while the market tries to figure out what to do next. QQQ is down modestly, a 0.19%, and we are seeing that the QQQ is struggling to get into a position where it's just at or above yesterday's opening, and that's not closing, and that's not happening as yet. Maybe we open the market with almost neutral stance for QQQ. That's the best possible outcome, but I don't see any major catalysts coming up right now and enabling us to be more optimistic. You can see that the market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is also flat and just above average. So with that said, we'll take a look at select stocks. NVDA is down 0.74% in pre-market trades, and NVIDIA also could potentially form a head and shoulder pattern. Let us watch what is happening out here. Overall market sentiment, which is bullish, is coming close to neutral. MACD is bearish, and momentum is just above average but flat. Now, if you look at Meta is up 0.60% in pre-market trades, but I'm thinking that Meta is in a totally bearish mode at this point of time. Whatever positive you are seeing is an attempt at dead cat bounce and people buying, assuming that it's the bottom. So that's what is happening out there, but the day could end with a red candle. Google is down 0.85% in pre-market trades. Google will get support out here at around 280.27. That will be the support for Google today. And it has a target, in my opinion, of 308.27. So we'll have to see whether it can manage to meet those targets. Market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is also above average. So I would bet that when the market opens, probably worst case we consolidate, and best case is we move towards our target of 308.94. Amazon is down 0.14%. It is back into the bullish pennant. I'm just going to pull this out here. It's back into the bullish pennant, and it's in a very interesting position where it's going to get support at 242.09 and it's going to get resistance at 247.48. Then we have Apple, which is up 0.01%. Apple is not showing any specific pattern that I can grab onto, so I'm not going to comment on Apple as such. Microsoft is up 0.35%, but Microsoft overall has been looking bearish. We are forming a bear flag out here. If you take a line all the way from the top here to the bottom, I think this is a long bear flag, and this is the flag forming. The bear flag always slopes upward. Yeah, I will look at Baba and Baidu. We'll limit it to good stocks that our audience wants. So these are the ones that I'm looking at. So I'm thinking that since we already have 3 candles out here, probably today or tomorrow, we are likely to get the breakout on the downside, which is the highest probability, because we have resistance at 214.82. Tesla is down 0.89%. It is fast approaching the trigger point for the double top. And then we have Oracle, which is up 0.59%. Oracle is a highly leveraged company. They have got a very adverse debt equity ratio. So when they make profits, it's fabulous profits on a smaller base of stocks, because the profit is on the back of borrowed funds, which is on a fixed interest. Now, with the extra focus on AI bubble, Oracle is facing a lot of skepticism, and that's why the stock is going down. AMD is down 1.27% in pre-market trades, and we have a little bit of a gap fill to be completed. So I would say that our support today is most likely going to be at 241.84. Then we have SMCI, which is up 0.24%. SMCI is completely bullish. I have got SMCI is completely bearish. I have got SMCZ, which I'm using. Thanks, Uddhav. Thank you so much. And then let us look at Broadcom. Now Broadcom is down 0.37%. It has got very strong support on this diagonal line of support. So I'm not too worried about it. But one thing I'm worried about is the fact that we have formed a bearish pennant out here. The prospect of a bearish pennant is always to break down on the downside. The reason why it's not a bullish pennant, in my opinion, is because we had a bull flag which has been compromised by this downward movement, which has fallen below 50% of the flagpole. So that's why it's no longer a bull flag, it's just bearish. And I'm going to retire this target that we had out here. I'm going to take it out. The bullish pennant pattern no longer exists. Now next we look at Palantir, which is down 1.21% in pre-market trades. It will definitely get some good support at 177.21, and it's likely to get a resistance at 189.49. Let me just mark this red. Now let's go on to SMH. SMH will determine where the index goes. SMH is not looking that healthy. It's down 0.49%, and it has got a gap fill to complete out here, which will attract it like a magnet. So I think the first support is likely to be 348.14, and the second support is going to be 344.76. Now that said, I want to go and look at Baba and Baidu. So let us see if I have Baba here. No. Let's do Baidu first. I have Baidu in my portfolio. Sorry, I have Billy in my portfolio, not Baidu. Baidu seems to be on a bull channel. Let me draw the channel. This seems to be a bull channel. Better still, maybe we could do a parallel channel out here. I think this will be my parallel channel. Yeah, this fits perfectly. So this is my parallel channel, and therefore I think the support is likely to be at 125.19 today, and the resistance is likely to be at 134.56. It has been bouncing on the center point or center line of this parallel channel. So if you have anything specific you want to ask Hot Dog about Baba, just type it in and I'll try to address that if I am able to. But I think that this is a bear flag, and this is the flag portion of it, and this is the topping tail, which is also having an effect on Baba. So overall I think the stock chart is bearish in my opinion. And then, sorry, this is for Baidu. Now let's look at Baba. Now Baba has got a bullish pennant out here, and this was the bull flag pattern. This was the flagpole, and this is the pennant that has been formed. So I'm still optimistic that Baba could probably make a turnaround story. But at this point of time, what concerns me is that we see a kind of head and shoulder pattern out here, and the trigger point for that, I think, was, so it has to, every shoulder has got to hit a line. So how do I draw this line out here? So this is one shoulder, this is head, and this is another shoulder. So I think my line would fall somewhere out here. I can see a head and shoulder, but I'm not very confident about the neckline that I have drawn. So we have actually triggered the neckline in my opinion, and therefore I will take this from here and put it at the breakout point, and I would say we have a target of 141.96 for Baba. So this is the best I can do. Hot Dog, if you want to have anything specific about Baba, please let me know. This is the best I can tell you about right now. And the factors that are also supporting the downward trend is bearish market sentiment, bearish MACD, and momentum below average. That is for BABA. And Baidu also, I have already done that. Baidu is having a bear flag movement out here. But as the days go by, this could become a bull channel. Right now, market sentiment is coming to a wane, and MACD is slightly bullish. Momentum is above average. We have earnings coming up on 18th of November. So that should be something good in the earnings. If that happens, then this will get converted into a bull channel, because this will take us above 50% of the flag pull, and that's what I am thinking. The crowd, CRWD, team, UNH, and Meta, please. Okay, let us start with CRWD. CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is looking pretty bullish to me at this point of time, and market sentiment is bullish. MACD has just become bearish. Momentum has just dropped, but it is still above average. Plenty of room on the RSI. Let us see what are the bigger patterns out here. So one of the patterns I can see is a cup and handle. This is a rough cup and this is the handle. So I could take from here to here and mount it up here. Roughly, I think it could go all the way up to 578.07. But Uddhav, remember, I am a retail investor. I'm not a financial expert. I'm using my knowledge of technical analysis, sharing it with you guys, with the hopes that you will give me some market intelligence. So in my opinion, CrowdStrike has got a target of 578.07, but please do your own due diligence. Next, you asked about team. Team. Is it this one you're talking about? Also, Atlassian Corporation? Atlassian Corporation, it is a technology services package software company. Okay, so it has got a head and shoulder pattern, and our trigger for the head and shoulder should have been here, somewhere out here, or maybe if I just take it at an angle. Yeah, so this is a trigger point. So if we fall below this, then I think we are going to trigger this head and shoulder pattern, and that should take us to somewhere around $135. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, please do your own due diligence. It's going to be $134. That's the target. Next, you wanted to look United Health, UNH. Let us see if we have that in the pharmaceuticals. No. I'm going to add it. UNH. United Health. United Health. Let's look at what's happening with United Health. I think the stock looked bearish to me. Because market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum has picked up, but it's still below average, and you have a bear flag which is forming right now. So unless we have more green candles and we recover at least 50% of the flagpole length, I don't think we are going to be bullish. So right now I'm bearish on United Health based on the technical analysis out here. If you want to talk about supports and resistances, I think it would get resistance at 354.79, and in terms of support, I think it should get some support at around 319.44. That's what I have here. And you're talking about Meta. I don't know if I completed Meta. If I didn't, I did Meta already. So Meta is looking bearish to me. As I said, it's a bear flag and it's continuing to go down. This 0.27 notwithstanding, it's still in a bearish phase. So it's got more value to lose than to gain. Chances of it going down is much higher than going up. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, but tending towards the signal line, and momentum is below average. So there you go. So that's what I have for you guys. And if you have anything else you want to talk to me about, I'm ears for it, or else I think we can safely wind down this session, and I'll catch up with you again in the next one. Bye for now.